Arrangement isn't about moving clips, it's about moving the listener. And I've been doing it wrong, copying clips, adding parts, stacking loops, until something eventually felt right. But it took forever, and I thought to myself there must be a better way. So I started experimenting and ended up automating something that I didn't even know you could automate before. And that is the actual sequencer parameters that control how your patterns play. And then something strange happened. My track started to evolve naturally and almost automatically, and I ended up finishing 3 tracks in a weekend after being stuck for months. So in this video, I'll show you exactly which parameters to automate and why this changes everything about the way you arrange your tracks. Now, in case you don't know me, my name is Philipp from Pick Yourself. I've produced, mixed and mastered music professionally for over 15 years. I still work as a full-time mixing and mastering engineer, but also as a coach and mentor to other artists like you. I help them together with my team at Pick Yourself finish music consistently at a high quality level. And if that's interesting to you, check out pickyourself.com/coaching. The link is also in the description. So here's a hypnotic techno track. I'm still in the loop stage. Currently sounds like this. Now, I'm not going to fall into the typical trap of penciling in MIDI notes right now, hoping that I will end up with something arrangeable in the end. Instead, I will let the sequencer do the heavy lifting. So the sequencer I'm using here is called MDD Snake. I've actually shown this in the last video in detail together with a bunch of other sequencers. So I will not go into every single function, but the way I like to develop my sequences is I don't write the entire sequence, I just focus on a few notes in the beginning. And this is going to be like my starting point that will develop naturally into the arrangement later on. So I've intentionally picked an interesting scale, the Hungarian minor in G. What I will do is I will first of all restrict the number of steps here. I'll do this here on the notes, and I'll also do this here on the gates. The gates is dictating which notes are even playing. So just for 16th notes, let's play around a little bit and see what we can do here. Obviously, this is a little bit too simplistic for an entire track that pulls the listener in and is an engaging sequence. So instead of letting this be my main sequence, I just use this as a starting point and develop from there. So here's the big trick. What a lot of people don't know is all of these kinds of parameters are automatable, and you can automate the gate length, the step length, all of that stuff can be automated, and this is super cool. I will show you how you can end up arranging a song simply by using that. So as you can see in the arrangement view, we absolutely have nothing right now, but I can go to my lead and select the MDD Snake and just automate the gate length first of all. So for the first 16 bars, I will keep it at 4 and then we'll ramp it up to 6. If you just automate the gate length, these 6 gates will now start to play from here on. But the problem is we're still only playing those 4 notes because this parameter is not being automated yet. So we have to do that as well. So here's the notes sequencer length, and this is the second thing we need to automate. So this is also stuck at 4 right now, and we'll bring this up to 6 and then just add 2 more notes. So a nice little polymeter going on here, but this is just the beginning. At some point in the journey, you will have to decide what is going to be the main sequence that will play in your peak part of the track. So let me develop this right now. We'll bring the note sequence length up to 16. You don't really have to use all 16 steps, but I like this development of going from a polymeter to something a bit more straight with overall longer sequence. So we'll do this here and then also for the other parameter. And then we can start to develop the main sequence. Now, you obviously can also deactivate gates so that you have little pauses in between and you don't need to use all notes. So I'll just experiment with this now. So I love how this sequence sounds, and we can now work on the expression parameters as well. So that's what I love specifically about this sequencer. You can use this custom mapping here, and you have 3 layers where you can basically map this to whatever parameter you want. So let's try it out. What happens if we map this to, let's say, a little bit of the FM tuning, making it a bit weirder sounding. This is very often a use case where I actually like randomization. Now you can change the range of how random it's going to be. Now it's also randomized the velocities, so we have like a little bit more variation in here. It's maybe too extreme. So you can always define the range, which is quite cool. So I can go like in the upper quadrant, randomize it in there. Then if your synthesizer has a modulation window that lets you access the velocity, you can actually map the velocity to different things. So for example, the oscillator Fn amount here. Then basically these values will translate not only to the volume, but also the amount of the Fm changes. The great thing is that you can actually access all of the individual parameters here in your automation. So here custom 3 means like the third node of this custom tab. So I could go in and construct my arrangement and basically have everything set to 0. And then only in some part where I want it, I can have like an accent node dropping in. Now, let's say you have created your peak part and you want to switch it up a little bit and create a variation of that part. There's actually something incredible cool which you can automate as well. Now, this technique I'm about to show you is insanely powerful for creating variations in your tracks. Before we get there, if you struggle with finishing songs, I have a free resource for you. It's called the Finisher Framework. You can get it at pickyourself.com/framework. It's 3 simple steps you can implement like right away, and this will help you get to at least 1 great sounding song per month. This is, I think, a really realistic goal that every producer can achieve. Just follow the steps in this guide, pickyourself.com/framework. So let's say you've been playing with this peak part for a while and you want to switch things up. What you can automate is this beast here, the snake shape. So this is basically the direction how the sequencer goes through these notes. Now you can use the same note material and play it back in a different way. I'll not use the first shape here, but I'll actually use this one. So we'll go through the sequence in a very different way. And if you combine this with, once again, reducing the step length, you end up with such cool stuff. Now, to complete an arrangement, all you have to do is map out the different stages of your sequencer, how much of the sequence you want to showcase, and how much of expressiveness you want in that specific part. You can automate all of that. And then later on, you populate the rest of the parts around it. So you use this as what I call a arrangement skeleton. This automation main is your skeleton, and then you add some flesh to that skeleton. For example, reducing some parts, taking away the kick drum sometimes, adding it in, using shakers, hats, atmospheres to build the arrangement around that. So all I have done is I've taken what I have here in session view, which is not a lot, and I've populated this in my arrangement sketch just to show you how this works. So I start relatively sparse with like a very simple part of my sequence, and I use fewer elements. So this could be some kind of an intro. Slowly sneak in some percussions. Let's fast forward a little bit. Here, the sequence will change. And it starts getting a bit more complex, and then I release the tension again in this peak part. If I happen to not really like that sequence anymore, which is actually the case right now, I think I have better ones. What I can just do here is I can go to the snake shape and change this snake shape to something else. So if this has helped you rethink how you arrange tracks, check out that video next, because I go all in into a different way of arranging tracks that will make it even easier for you.